Imagine that every experience in your life, whether filled with joy or pain, serves a profound purpose. What if I told you that according to Buddhism, nothing happens by chance? Stay with us and discover how this ancient philosophy teaches us that everything has a reason. Join us on this journey of self-discovery and find inner peace by understanding that everything occurs for a meaningful purpose. The law of impermanence. Understanding constant change. The principle of impermanence teaches us that nothing in life is permanent. Everything is in flux. Seasons change, emotions shift, relationships evolve, and even our own bodies age and transform. In Buddhism, this truth is called anicca, meaning impermanence. It is one of the fundamental truths of existence. Suffering arises when we resist this reality, when we cling to happy moments, wishing they would last forever or desperately want difficulties to vanish instantly. But life is a flowing river. It doesn't stop or cling to any one form. It moves continuously, embracing change. Think of nature as a river. It doesn't resist or cling to a single shape. It flows effortlessly, adapting to whatever obstacle or contour lies ahead. A tree sheds its leaves in autumn, yet it suffers nothing from it. It understands that spring will bring new growth. Similarly, we can learn to let go of what no longer serves us, trusting that every change leads us toward growth and renewal. Embracing impermanence allows us to live fully in the present, free from the fear of loss and attachment. Acceptance is the key. When we resist change, we create suffering. But when we accept life's transient nature, like the seasons, we cultivate a sense of calm and resilience. Life's continuous transformation teaches us a vital lesson. Peace does not come from resisting change, but from flowing with it. When we stop fighting the river of life and instead learn to navigate its currents with awareness, we find a tranquility that is independent of external circumstances. Think about the beauty of nature's cycles. The river keeps flowing. The leaves fall and regrow, and everything keeps turning. We too can adopt this mindset. By understanding impermanence, we liberate ourselves from unnecessary suffering, enjoy the present moment with gratitude, and face life's challenges with inner strength. This perspective shifts us from resistance to acceptance, fostering resilience and peace in every stage of life. Think of life as an ongoing river, never static, always moving. Just like water constantly shifts and adapts to every turn and obstacle, our lives are meant to flow through change. Resistance only creates suffering, an effort to control what is inherently uncontrollable. When we accept the natural rhythm of impermanence, we open ourselves to a deeper harmony with life. Imagine the seasons of a year. Nothing remains the same forever. Winter gives way to spring, summer transitions to autumn, and then back again. Each season has its beauty, its lessons, and its purpose. If we cling to summer forever, we miss the magic of autumn's colors and winter's quiet reflection. The same is true for our personal experiences. Holding on tightly to the past prevents us from appreciating the present and welcoming the future. In Buddhism, this understanding is fundamental. Life's constant change is an intrinsic truth, anicca, meaning impermanence. The pain and suffering we experience often stem from our unwillingness to accept this. We wish for things to stay the same, for moments to last forever, but that wish is a source of frustration. Instead, the wise accept change as a natural part of life, like the tide that rises and falls, or the sun that sets and rises again. When we resist change, we create a mental and emotional struggle. Pain intensifies, and we feel disconnected from the flow of life. But when we learn to flow with change, like a river, we cultivate resilience. We realize that no difficulties are permanent. They are transient, just like clouds passing through the sky. By embracing the ebb and flow, we discover a steadiness that isn't dependent on external circumstances. It is a calm within, the true essence of serenity. Nature offers us countless lessons. The tree that sheds its leaves in autumn does so without lament, knowing that new leaves will grow in spring. The river that crashes over rocks doesn't resist. It finds its way around, over, or through obstacles, always moving forward. We can develop the same mindset, accepting each phase of life with patience and grace, trusting that every ending makes space for a new beginning. This trust in the natural order liberates us from anxiety and helps us develop a peaceful heart. Letting go of attachment to permanence allows us to enjoy the present fully, appreciating each moment as it unfolds. Life's unpredictability becomes a source of wonder rather than worry. When we accept that change is inevitable, we stop fighting the current and start swimming with it, cultivating a deep sense of inner stability that remains unaffected by external events. Every challenge we face is part of this continuous flow. By acknowledging the transient nature of all things, we build resilience and trust in the process of life. We understand that the hardships are just passing phases, not final destinations. This understanding grants us the strength to stay centered, even amid turbulence, knowing that everything will pass, including our difficulties. Living mindfully means anchoring ourselves fully in the present moment, aware of what we think, feel, and do. Often our minds are restless, jumping between the past and the future, distracting us from the only moment we truly have control over, now. Buddhism teaches that true peace and clarity come from developing this awareness. Imagine your mind as a restless monkey, constantly jumping from branch to branch, never settling. Meditation is like training this monkey, teaching it to stay calm and focused. When we meditate, we observe our thoughts without judgment, learning to let them pass like clouds in the sky. This practice helps us cultivate a sense of detachment from our mental chatter, freeing us from unnecessary suffering. When we become more aware of our thoughts and emotions, we can recognize patterns that lead us to repeat the same reactions, whether anger, frustration, or despair. For example, if every problem triggers impatience, we create a tense environment around us, attracting more conflict. But if we respond with calm and understanding, we break that cycle and foster peace. Mindfulness extends beyond meditation. It is a way of living that transforms each activity into an opportunity for presence. When eating, savor each bite. When walking, feel each step. When listening, give full attention. This attitude shifts us from autopilot to active engagement, making life richer and more meaningful. Think about how often we rush through tasks, distracted and disconnected, checking our phones during conversations, reviewing worries while eating, rushing from one thing to another. We are physically present but mentally absent. This disconnect amplifies stress and diminishes our joy. Buddhism emphasizes that suffering arises when we are caught in thoughts about the past or future. By anchoring ourselves in the present, we find peace. Nothing external needs to change for us to feel calm. Mindfulness awakens us to see that happiness resides in appreciating each moment as it unfolds. Practicing mindfulness also enhances our responses. Instead of reacting impulsively with anger or fear, we create space to respond consciously. This shift from reaction to response empowers us, cultivating patience, compassion, and clarity. You don't need special circumstances to practice mindfulness. Simple acts, breathing deeply for a few seconds upon waking, truly listening during conversations, savoring food without rush, become acts of meditation. Over time, these small habits build a new way of living, rooted in presence and awareness. Living mindfully helps us realize that happiness isn't a distant goal to chase. It already exists within each breath of this moment. When we learn to be here now, we discover that peace isn't found outside, but inside us, waiting to be awakened. Every obstacle in life, no matter how challenging, holds within it a lesson. We often see difficulties as setbacks, but spiritual, Wisdom teaches us to view them differently, as opportunities to learn, grow, and evolve. When we embrace this perspective, setbacks lose their power to diminish us. Instead, they become catalysts for our transformation. Think of a seed buried underground. It must endure darkness and pressure before breaking through the earth to sprout into a vibrant plant. Similarly, our struggles serve as the soil in which our strength is cultivated. Each time life tests us, it is preparing us for a greater version of ourselves, more resilient, compassionate, and wise. Buddhism emphasizes that suffering is an inevitable part of life's cycle. But it also teaches us that suffering can be turned into wisdom if we respond with awareness and acceptance. This process is called transforming pain into insight. Instead of fighting against pain or wishing it away, we observe it with curiosity and compassion. Such awareness allows us to extract valuable lessons from our hardships. One powerful story illustrates this truth. A disciple approached his teacher asking why some people are born into hardship while others experience ease. The teacher responded with an analogy. Plant seeds of different kinds, and you will harvest what you plant. If you plant thorns, you will get thorns. If you plant roses, you will get roses. Our lives are the result of the seeds we have planted, in past actions, thoughts, and attitudes. This teaches us that we are not victims of fate, but creators of our reality. Every decision, every thought, and every action has consequences. Ripples like those created when tossing a stone into water. Some effects are immediate, while others take time to manifest. But rest assured, the energy we send out always returns to us, shaping our experience. In Buddhism, this is called karma, the law of cause and effect. But it is not a system of punishment. It is simply the natural result of our habits. When we cultivate kindness, patience, and wisdom, we sow positive seeds that will bear fruit in the future. Conversely, negative patterns, anger, greed, resentment, produce crops of suffering. The most important aspect is the intention behind our actions. A kind act done with genuine compassion creates a different energy than one motivated by selfishness or manipulation. Our inner motivations color the energy we send into the world and influence the quality of our harvest. Remember, no matter our past mistakes, today is a new beginning. Each moment is an opportunity to plant seeds for a better future. By choosing love, patience, and awareness now, we can alter the course of our karma and build a life rooted in harmony and growth. Inner peace is a state of harmony that arises when we embrace ourselves fully, flaws, weaknesses, and all. Buddhism teaches that the journey toward inner peace begins with self-love and acceptance. Many of us carry deep-seated judgments about ourselves, which create inner turmoil and block our happiness. But when we learn to accept ourselves unconditionally, a new world opens, a place of serenity and genuine fulfillment. Consider the concept of loving kindness, or metta in Buddhist tradition. It is the practice of sending well wishes first to ourselves, then outward to others. A simple but profound act is to look at ourselves in the mirror and silently whisper, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at peace." This act of kindness sets a foundation for compassion that begins from within. Self-acceptance doesn't mean complacency or giving up on growth. Rather, it's recognizing our current state with compassion, understanding that we are all works in progress. We all have imperfections, but these do not diminish our worth. Instead, they are opportunities for learning and growth. When we accept ourselves, we release the burden of shame and guilt, creating space for gratitude and joy. Buddhism emphasizes that craving and attachment are root causes of suffering. We often cling to an idealized version of ourselves or of life, and this clinging breeds disappointment. When reality falls short of those illusions, the path to peace involves releasing attachment to perfection and embracing what is. This means appreciating ourselves exactly as we are today, here and now, while striving to grow without forcing or controlling. One powerful practice is mindfulness, of self-talk. Notice the voice inside your head. Is it loving or critical? If you find harsh judgments, gently shift your perspective. Talk to yourself as you would to a dear friend, with kindness and understanding. Over time, this shift in inner dialogue rewires our emotional landscape, fostering resilience and emotional stability. Accepting ourselves also enhances our capacity for empathy towards others. When we are gentle with our own flaws, we naturally become more accepting of others' imperfections. This ripple effect creates more harmony in our relationships and in our communities. It reminds us that embracing our humanity is essential to building a more compassionate world. Finally, remember that self-love is a continuous practice. It requires patience and commitment. Each time we choose to forgive ourselves, to be kind to our own inner child, we reinforce our foundation of peace. As we cultivate this inner sanctuary, external challenges become less overwhelming, and life's storms lose their power to shake us. Let us embrace the truth that peace begins within, and that our capacity for love, kindness, and acceptance is the greatest gift we can give to ourselves and to the world. Reaching a state of ultimate balance, where nothing is broken, missing, or out of place, begins with one of the most powerful virtues: gratitude. According to Robert Kiyosaki, gratitude acts as a catalyst for maintaining equilibrium, strengthening our connection to what we have, and allowing us to appreciate each achievement, no matter how small. Practicing gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is plentiful in our lives. It reduces fear and anxiety that often lead to impulsive actions or losing sight of our true mission. When we cultivate gratitude, we develop an abundance mindset, believing that everything we need is already present and nothing truly needs to be broken or out of place. This feeling feeds our motivation, encourages us to nurture our finances and relationships better, and keeps us humble in the face of our successes. Furthermore, it promotes faster recovery from difficulties, reinforcing our confidence that we can overcome any challenge. Gratitude is, therefore, an invisible yet unshakable foundation that sustains all actions, ensuring order and balance in our lives. When we make a habit of practicing gratitude daily, we facilitate the maintenance of an honest financial and emotional system, leading us toward harmony, inner peace, and ongoing prosperity. By recognizing and appreciating the good in each moment, we align ourselves with life's natural flow of abundance. This awareness transforms our mindset, allowing us to attract more positivity and resolve issues with clarity. Gratitude nurtures contentment in the present and prepares us to welcome future blessings with an open heart. Remember, gratitude is not just an attitude, but a daily practice that magnifies our capacity to live in abundance. The more we focus on what we are thankful for, the more we invite prosperity and happiness into our lives. Let's cultivate this powerful virtue and build a life rooted in appreciation, peace, and continuous growth. In life, obstacles are inevitable. However, the true measure of our growth is how we respond to adversity. Buddhism teaches us that strength is not the absence of difficulties, but the ability to rise above them with courage and wisdom. When faced with hardships, our response determines whether they defeat us or become stepping stones toward greater resilience. Consider the metaphor of a bamboo plant. During storms, bamboo bends but does not break. Its flexibility allows it to withstand strong winds, returning to its normal shape once the storm passes. Similarly, our inner strength lies in our flexibility, the capacity to adapt, learn, and grow amid difficulties. Resilience is developed through a mindset rooted in faith and understanding that challenges are part of the journey toward enlightenment. Every trial offers an opportunity to cultivate patience, humility, and perseverance. These qualities strengthen us and prepare us for the next phase of growth. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness helps us remain rooted when circumstances shake us. By staying present and observing our thoughts and emotions without attachment, we gain clarity and composure. This mental clarity allows us to make decisions grounded in wisdom rather than impulsiveness. Self-compassion is equally essential. When we are kind to ourselves during times of hardship, we foster emotional resilience. Instead of blaming ourselves or feeling defeated, we acknowledge our pain and encourage ourselves to continue forward. Remember, resilience is a muscle that becomes stronger with use. The universal truth is that no storm lasts forever. Difficulties come and go, but our inner peace and strength can remain steady when we build a resilient mindset. Believing in your ability to adapt and grow turns challenges into powerful lessons on your spiritual path. Becoming resilient does not mean denying pain or avoiding difficulties. It means facing them with courage, faith, and the knowing that even the darkest night will give way to dawn. Trust in your inner power and remember, every setback is an opportunity to rewrite your story of strength and resilience. Remember, life is a continuous journey of growth, learning, and transformation. No matter what challenges you face, trust in your inner strength and resilience. Every obstacle is an opportunity to discover more about yourself, to deepen your faith, and to come out stronger on the other side. The key to a balanced and fulfilled life is to stay rooted in gratitude, to accept yourself fully, and to keep faith that your path is unfolding exactly as it should. When you cultivate inner peace and resilience, external circumstances become less overwhelming, and your ability to create a life of harmony and abundance increases exponentially. Stay committed to your journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. With each step, you reinforce your foundation of strength, faith, and perseverance. Believe that the best is yet to come, because it truly is. Now, I invite you to join us in this transformational journey. Leave a comment below with the words, "O equilíbrio da minha mente depende de mim. My inner balance depends on me." Share this message with others, and together, let's build a community of empowered, resilient souls walking their path of truth and inner peace. Whatever challenges you face today, know that they are just stepping stones towards your greatest transformation. Keep moving forward, stay grateful, and trust in the divine timing of your life. You are capable of more than you realize. Embrace your power, and let's create a life filled with harmony, abundance, and endless possibilities. Leave here in the comments, "The balance of my mind depends on me." Together, we rise.